Hi, son.
Hi, Dad. What are you doing?
Just warming up.
Oh, I see that. All right, you have fun.
In the multiverse, there is only one Chuck Norris. When Chuck Norris goes swimming, the water holds its breath. I heard that once a king cobra bite Chuck Norris. After 5 days of agonizing pain, the king cobra died. Google accepts Chuck Norris's terms and conditions. Chuck Norris found angles on a circle. Chuck Norris can sneeze with his eyes open. Chuck Norris has a fist in his beard. Once Chuck Norris pissed in a semi-truck fuel tank. As a prank, this semi became Optimus Prime. Chuck Norris can kick a woman in the balls. Chuck Norris doesn't break wind, he destroys it. Chuck Norris doesn't pay taxes, the government pays him for being their citizen. When Chuck Norris finishes a workout, the gym has to take a rest day. Chuck Norris sleeps with a nightlight, not because he is afraid of the dark, but because the dark is afraid of Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris went to a feminist rally and left with his shirt ironed and a sandwich in his hand. Chuck Norris can sit in the corner of a round room. Chuck Norris was born in a log cabin he built with his bare hands. Sharks have a week dedicated to Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris does simply walk into Mordor. Chuck Norris's car doesn't need gasoline, it runs on respect. Chuck Norris climbed Mount Everest in 23 minutes. It would have only taken 10 minutes if the mountain hadn't tried to escape. I actually find the notion that anything could escape. Chuck Norris for 13 minutes is deeply offensive, almost blasphemous. Chuck Norris ordered a Big Mac at Burger King and got one. One day, Chuck Norris gave a copyright strike to YouTube. Chuck Norris passed his driving test on foot. Chuck Norris can show 29 with only 2 hands. Chuck Norris makes Super Mario run lunge. Chuck Norris can slam a revolving door. Chuck Noms can make barbecue underwater. Chuck Noms doesn't eat honey, he chews on bees. Chuck Norris drinks his coffee black without water. When monsters go to sleep, they check under the bed for Chuck Norris. All Chuck Norris jokes are not based on facts. All facts are based on Chuck Norris jokes.
Did you know that I can build a snowman out of rain?
Chuck Norris doesn't get old. Our eyes do so we can't see black anymore. Chuck Norris was able to find the page 404. Chuck Norris once rubbed 2 fires to create a stick. Chuck Norris knows Victoria's Secret. I didn't find Chuck Norris on Instagram, he found me. Chuck Norris doesn't run or walk, the earth turns for him. Bigfoot once took a photo of Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris doesn't own a watch. Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris will watch decides what time it is. Chuck Norris built sandcastles when he was a kid. We know them as the Pyramids. Chuck Norris can make a glass of leather made out of an apple from an orange tree. Chuck Norris built the hospital he was born in. Once Chuck Norris hit a horse with an uppercut, and now these animals are called giraffes. Chuck Norris knows the last numbers of pi. Chuck Norris told his alarm to wake up at 6. Chuck Norris doesn't do push-ups, he just pushes the earth away. Chuck Norris taught the book how to read. Chuck Norris plays Russian roulette with the full bag and always wins. Chuck Norris wears sunscreen to protect the sun. Chuck Norris gets into a bus and the bus driver buys the car. Chuck Norris can teach blind people braille and sign language. We get GTA before Chuck Norris sits. Chuck Norris once built milk we know, called that the Milky Way galaxy.
You know, I'm 84 today, but I feel like I'm 48. God bless you all.
Chuck Norris knows what's on the other side of a black hole. The earth used to be flat until Chuck Norris told it to roll over. Chuck Norris gets up so early, it's still yesterday. Even Chuck Norris's reflection is afraid of him. Chuck Norris doesn't dodge bullets, bullets dodge Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris can believe it's not butter. His tears can cure any disease, but he does not cry when Chuck Norris wants someone to hurry up and move faster. He snaps the other person's fingers. Chuck Norris taught the Doomslayer everything he knows. I got a Chuck Norris playing card, so I'll always have a winning hand. Chuck Norris lost his V card before his father did. Chuck Norris was once told nothing could kill him, so he tracked down nothing and killed it. Chuck Norris doesn't teabag, he potato sacks. You know why Chuck Norris doesn't have a street named after him? Nobody crosses Chuck Norris and lives. Legend says that Chuck Norris threw a rock by accident and made dinosaurs extinct. When Chuck Norris had an accident, Death had a near Chuck Norris experience. When Chuck Norris tells a joke about Jada Smith, Will Smith stands up and slaps Jada. Chuck Norris has been to Mars, that's why there are no signs of life. Chuck Norris once got bit by a cobra after 5 days of excruciating pain. The snake died. Chuck Norris sees Santa when he's sleeping and knows when he's awake. Chuck Norris died 20 years ago. Death just hasn't worked up the courage to tell him I. Chuck Norris is 83 now. Next year he'll be in his prime, because anything multiplied by Chuck Norris equals Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris has a diary. It's called the Guinness Book of World Records. I heard Chuck Norris doesn't read books. He just stares them down till he gets the information he wants. Houston 7:30. Chuck Norris can beat a fish in an underwater breeding contest. Chuck Norris once raised a puppy. God of War fans or Norse mythology fans know the dog is Finrod. Chuck Norris once said, whoever sees my videos and don't subscribe to this channel will face the wrath of 1,000 angry Chuck Norrises. But there is only one Chuck Norris. He knows shadow clone jutsu. It's 2025 and the Chuck Norris meme is making a comeback. The world is healing.